for discipline, we will make changes to put ourselves on the right path, so that we are there at work on time. We will, if our work level is not right, then they will show us our targets. This is what you need to get to. This is what you got to do, and this is what we need to do with our lives. We need to set targets. Yeah, we need to set targets with our family members. Yeah, that this is what we want to achieve. That this is where we want to get to in our lives as far as our deen is concerned. There was something with regards to families. Something that I had come across regarding family members and about teaching our family members what is right and what is wrong. And Inna lillah, astaghfirullah. Khair, can't remember it. Inshallah, if I do, I'll share it with you in the future. Khair, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to come back to Him. Once one woman, in the time of Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, she had lost her child. And she started becoming, and you know, as guys, we're in the mall, child gets lost. Wife says, where's the child gone? And you say, must be around, man. Chill out, man. It can't be gone far. And the mother is going crazy. Are you crazy? My child. And then you say, don't worry, man. Hold on, let me just check my phone. Just update my status first. No, my child is missing. All cool and calm. And there your wife is going crazy. Because a wife is a mother. She loves the child. That's why we can never show appreciation and thank our mothers what they've done for us. So this woman is going frantic and she's here, there, running around looking. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tell the Sahaba, right, search party. Now, look for the child. They all start looking, and they find the child. They bring the child back to the mother. And the mother hugs and embraces this child as any loving mother would do. And the Sahaba are observant of what is going on here. And when they see this, they start crying themselves. At the amount of love this mother has shown her child. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what does he do? He uses this opportunity to teach the Sahaba again, through example. So many examples. If you look into the life of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there were practical lessons that were given. This was just yet another one of the thousands that he imparted. He says to the Sahaba, you see this woman, how she has embraced her child? That it has moved you so much? Do you think for 1 second she would put her child in a fire? Do you think for 1 second she would punish her child to cause harm to her child in any way whatsoever? The Sahaba unanimously agreed and said, no ways could this woman ever do anything to cause any sort of harm to her child. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that my banda, Allah's servants rather, when Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي, my servants ask me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ, I'm right there, right next to them. Allah is closer to you than your jugular vein. Allah Ta'ala is right there. No sooner have you just started calling out Allah Ta'ala's name. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Allah Ta'ala is far closer and far quickly more responding and far more loving than this woman ever will be towards her child. Allah will love His servants far more than how this woman can love her child. Now, if Allah can love us, how will He punish us? I always give this example which I learned from one of my ustads, Mawlana Sulaiman Chokshi Sahib. When we were doing salah and we were doing certain hadith, and we came across one dua that you and me all know very well. As a matter of fact, we all read it in every salah that we read. And it isn't Surah Fatiha. It is not at-tahiyyat, the Tashahhud or Durood Ibrahim. It is what rather comes after that. He says, if every mu'min, every believer, male, female, young and old, make a habit of reciting this dua with conviction in their heart, Allah Ta'ala will never punish you. कैसा भी वो गुनहगार हो, अल्लाह कभी भी उसको नहीं azab देंगे. Allah will never punish a person no matter what a great sinner he may be. What is the dua? Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi. Oh Allah, indeed I have oppressed myself. This is not anyone's dua. This wasn't a dua that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you people must read it. This was a dua of a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi. Oh Allah, I have indeed oppressed myself. Dhulman kathira, a great and a huge oppression. By doing what? By committing sin. By being in your disobedience. What is sin? It is carrying out any action which brings about the displeasure of Allah Ta'ala. That is how we got to look at it. We look at sin as sin, Jahannam, punishment, fire, azab, blah, 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 blah. We don't look at the most important thing. Forget all those points. Come right back here. It is the disobedience of our Creator. Disobedience of our Rabb. وَلَا يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ. And no one, Ya Allah, no one at all can forgive sins except Anta, you. فَاغْفِرْ لِي. So forgive me. مَغْفِرَةً مِنْ عِنْدِكَ. Such a type of forgiveness that can only come from you. وَارْحَمْنِي. And then have mercy on me. إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. Indeed, you are most forgiving, most merciful. If we read this in our salah, and I want you to remember this now from the next salah you read. Yeah. That when you read this, you pay special attention to the meaning of this. I always say we don't enjoy our salah because we don't understand our salah. We don't understand the Arabic language. But no sooner do we start understanding it, will we start enjoying our salah. Then when we will understand how the Sahaba enjoyed their salah, how when they would stand up for salah, they could enjoy it and they could read and read and read and read, and for them it was nothing. Today we become fascinated. At the beginning of Ramadan, many of you may have seen one of my ustads, one of the ustads where I studied, Hafiz Yusuf Jasat in South Africa. In the first night of Taraweeh, in the first rakat, he read 29 paras of Quran. And in the remaining 19 rakats, he did the rest of the Quran, and they completed about 15 minutes before Sehri was over. They started about 7:45, this was in South Africa. 7:45 or so they started, and they finished about 5:15. Today we become fascinated that someone does that. MashaAllah, Hafiz Sahib has always been. When I met him 2 years ago, we went and I met him, and I just know him for the Quran. I say, Hafiz Sahib, I love you, you know. I always think about you in your Quran, and he's talking to me, but I can see his lips moving. He's reading Quran. Quran is just flowing. That love for Quran. You think he was born with it? You think he came out of his mother's womb just reading Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen? No. That desire's got to be there. We got to create that desire, not only for Ramadan. If I tell you in 3 weeks' time, I'm going to call you, we'll have a program for 1 hour, how many of us will genuinely be able to sit for an hour? You have to think about it. We said that there's some program on every single night throughout the whole year, like we have the tafsir program, half an hour before Maghrib. Half the time I might not even make it. The month of Ramadan is our training ground. We only have these few days left. We literally have minutes left now, and hours left. You can't even say we have just over a week left. We barely have days left. We have minutes and seconds left. We need to maximize on this. Yeah, read these ad'iyah, these various things are there for our teaching, for our benefit. When we leave our home, when we enter our home, when we eat our food, all of these things are very, very beneficial. We need to prepare. You know, I know of one family that the children used to tell me in madrasa, Maulana, guess what, winter's here. I said, how do you know? He said, when winter comes, my father buys tons of oranges. I said, why? He said, I thought, I don't know, maybe he does something with them. But he said, no, my father force feeds the whole family, oranges. I said, why? He said, no, because winter's coming to build up the immune system. We need to fill our systems, immune systems up with the love of Allah. And no sooner do we fill our immune systems with the love of Allah, the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the love of the Quran, the love of the Sahaba, the love of the Tabi'een, the Tabu Tabi'een, the great personalities, the great ulama that have passed us. then inshallah our defense systems and our immune systems against shaitan will be strong. Otherwise, when Eid day comes, it's going to hit us like a train. Shaitan will come back with a bang and a half. He will explode in our faces, and guess what? We will love it. We will follow him just like that. Just like how people will follow Dajjal when he comes around with his tools. May Allah Ta'ala save us. May Allah Ta'ala grant us protection from the deceptions of shaitan. Shaitan is a very cunning person. But remember, on the day of Qiyamah, he is going to say to us, he said, why did you follow me? Look in your Quran, what does it say? Inna shaytana lakum aduwwun mubin. Shaitan is your open, clear enemy. Shaitan will say, I'm a liar, I lied to you, I deceived you, I cheated you, I told you to do this and you just went and did it. You didn't listen to Allah. He is the truthful one. You didn't listen to him, you didn't obey his commands. Allahu Akbar, Allah Ta'ala save us. And you know what? As an ummah, as a community, we have a duty to one another to tell one another. It doesn't matter if people don't like it. If people don't like it, it doesn't matter. But our duty is, because you know the Sahaba, they thrived because of this. They saw someone doing wrong, they said, hey. On Friday I mentioned Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an leading the Fajr Salah, benefit of those who didn't hear it on Friday. And if you did, then you're just a reminder. Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an leading the Fajr Salah. A man by the name of Abu Lu'lu al-Majusi comes into the masjid with a dagger. And he runs across the musallis and stabs or slices all of them at the shoulders, injuring them severely. Then he goes for the kill of Hazrat Umar on the Imam's musalla to try and kill him, and he stabs him and causes him some fatal injuries. Sahaba that were present there, the people that were present there, take Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an. Although they are injured, recognizing that this is the Amir of the Mu'mineen, they take him into a comfortable place in his home. And the first thing Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an asked is that, has everyone performed their salah? Me as the Imam, my namaz broke. Is everyone read their salah though? Don't worry about me. So yeah, don't worry, the salah is taken care of. He said, right, give me water, I want to read my salah. Well, so you know what, rush me to the hospital, I need to chill there in casualty for 6 hours while they come and look at me, and hopefully not die before then. It's alright, salah I can eat afterwards. Allah knows, man. I've got a little cut on my hand. Then the Sahaba say, can we bring everyone to come and meet you? Because you know, you are in your last stages now. We can't do anything. You are at your last moments of your life. The people want to at least come and pay their respects to you, come make salam to you. Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu agrees. And people come, and in groups and hordes of people coming to greet him. And they come and see him and make salam. And there's one youngster comes. And he comes and he makes salam and he praises Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an. And as he is leaving, he's walking away, Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu calls him back. He says to him, oh my beloved son, oh child, your trousers are below your ankles. This is against the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Today, my dear brothers and sisters, forget what the madrasa teaches. If a man or another person tells, well generally be a man, tells our child that your trousers are below your ankles, how do we feel? Who are you to tell my child? We have adopted the wrong attitude. Who are you to tell my child? Only Maulvi Sahib can say, or I can say. And that also not any Maulvi Sahib, just their Maulvi Sahib that they learn by in madrasa. This is the reason for our downfall. Because we can't even tell one another. We can't even tell the brothers, stand close together. We can't tell the brothers stand on the line without some people intentionally not wanting to do it. They don't want to put up their trousers. We are all guilty. We have to open up our hearts to one another. When we started studying this deen, when I went into Alim class, the first day we sat, our Ustad told us, listen, you're not in a university like the secular universities. This is a deeni environment. Do you want to acquire this knowledge? We said, yes, naturally, that's why we're here. Thought, why are you asking us that? Silly question, isn't it? But we were naive, we were young then. Our Ustad says that this is the knowledge. You see, the kalam of Allah, This is the knowledge of the heart. This is the knowledge of the heart. If your heart